Welcome everyone to Charlotte Motor Speedway, home of tonight's event for the iRacing E-Series HomesNow All-Star Race. We're going to have a commercial playing here in just a few moments, but welcome tonight. Joining the booth is, I guess we can go ahead and say, local track native, or South Carolina, or North Carolina native. I don't know, South Carolina. It's just home track, whatever. Anyway, Landon Lacey joining me in the booth. Landon, you got a good copy on me.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Man, tonight, Charlotte Motor Speedway in South Carolina, right? You're from South Carolina,
for me?
right?
Yes, yeah. I am. I'm about an hour out of Charlotte.
So this is still kind of a home track.
Yes.
Anyway, we got 13 drivers, I think, here in this event tonight. This is the HomesNow All-Star event race. 75% of the proceeds go over to HomesNow. I believe it's like $120 they're donating to HomesNow. Check out HomesNow at homesnow.org. They actually just created a bunch of tiny homes. You'll see the commercial about it, but they did actually complete the big project and took a lot of homeless off the street, which is always a very awesome thing to do. And you can see tonight we're wearing pink here on the overlays, representing or trying to advertise for Breast Cancer Awareness Month coming up in October. And what another good place to do it here at Charlotte. We know they used to do it a ton here back in the day. So pretty cool to be back here doing that. I did put a link in the description. If anybody does want to share that or donate it, you can. All proceeds go to Suman G. Coleman Foundation. I'm not sure which one yet. I'm just looking around. I might just spread it around. But anyway, Landon, you've been out on track. You've been testing. What's the biggest thing you've seen?
Biggest thing I've seen is number one, tire fall off. Tires seem to be falling off a little more than they have in the past. So look for trucks to be a little tight from center off early in the run. I've been watching a couple trucks here in practice, and I've seen a lot of trucks coming off forward, catching a part of the wall. So just look forward to that in the race. And yeah, that was pretty much it.
Yeah, this is a unique track. This track used to be a lot easier to drive. I remember back when they ran the Coach 600 here this year, the trucks and stuff ran here as well. Or maybe it was a league race or something I ran. It might be not league race we ran. The truck, notice, was a little bit tighter as well. So the track has definitely changed quite a bit since the latest scan. And then again, it may just be these trucks. I mean, we know the trucks got updated a little bit this season, and it changed it completely. Anyway, got about 2 minutes left here in practice before we start qualifying. As I mentioned, 13 drivers on the track tonight. And right now, Kyle Smiley is the fastest one with a 29.887. No points on the line here in this one. But while I'm sitting here thinking about it, I want to give a shout out to all the other 50,000 sponsors that these guys have. Not really, they only got a few. iRacing iFlag, you can see that they also are a sponsor of ESPN. Check out iRacing iFlag. Get yourself an iFlag. Use promo code esports2019, 15% off. Also, Hurricane Media, check them out. Bottled Up, check them out. Midwest Motor Customs, and of course, Landon, you're going to know this one, Plan B Sales, also a sponsor of this.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so big sponsor. I think everybody's bought from Plan B Sales if you bought diecast.
Do you have one of my racing flags?
I do not.
I do.
You have one?
It is pretty cool. Yes,
I've heard a lot of people having them. They're pretty unique, man. Like, I'm not going to lie, it adds to the immersion of it a little bit, like especially if you have it up high, I guess.
It grabs your attention for sure. Even when it's not directly in front of you, you can put it inside of your room, in the back of your room. You can see it. It flashes pretty bright.
See, that'd be pretty neat. Like because a lot of guys run that Crew Chief app, and the Crew Chief app don't tell you if a caution comes out unless they've updated it. It just usually shows the flag. If you have that, that'd be a really cool thing to have. And iRacing iFlag's been around part of iRacing for a few years now. I know there's some other guys out there that make one as well that do a great job, and I'm not doubting them whatsoever, but iRacing iFlag has been around a long time. So really cool to have one of them. And of course, Esports 2019, I think it's 15% off what we're still getting from them. So really cool little chance to grab one of them. So 40 seconds left here in the practice session. Let's take a look at the weather. Here we go, and I got this right here all turned around. There we go. There's a look at the weather. 70-degree air temps, 73-degree track temperature here. Going to create grip. Atlanta, what is the biggest thing that these guys... How do you win this race, to be honest?
I mean, like I said earlier, the tire fall off is kind of quick. So you're just gonna have to be a little patient early, manage your tires, and if you do all that right, you should have a chance to end up in victory lane.
Yeah, the race is a little long, but usually with 13 guys, we should get a lot of green flag runs. These guys only allowed one fast repair, and these guys are usually pretty good at going to not have a lot of caution. So this race is probably going to go by pretty fast. It's still a long race, still 200 laps, so still there. 300 miles, I believe, is around that. So, but it should be a fun one. Practice is over. Sorry, guys, I've been running all day and kind of head jogged up. So practice is over. Qualifying is about to begin, and we will watch qualifying right now. It is going to be Jeffrey McConey rolling out onto the track, as well as some other guys. We do got some drivers running some pink in here tonight. McConey not one of them. Communist.
Whoa, that was a little far.
I'm joking. No, he does run that bottomed up paint scheme in the Chevrolet Silverado. I believe he is running some paint here next week, but we'll see. So he's going to be, do you run the middle line, high line on the first lap, or do you go ahead and go to the bottom?
I would go to the bottom because my second lap was slower than my first.
Okay. So let's see what he does. Looks like he is going to go to the bottom as well. High arc in. Right on that blue line. I don't think you can use too much of the apron here to help rotate, correct?
No, you can't.
Okay. So you see him right there actually get a little loose on exit of turn 2. Got some other guys out as well. Cody Smith will be jumping back to him. Chris Worrell will be jumping back to him as well.
Cody Smith actually just spun out.
Okay, so we'll jump back to Chris in the 6th car this time. Jeffrey McConey crossing the start-finish line in first in that 24 car. Chris, we're going to jump up and start his green flag lap, actually. Actually, Chris actually shut it off.
Yeah, he had a really rough entry into 1, and I think he shut it down to reset.
John LeBombard in here. About to put down his first lap. He was the president of HomesNow. See him running the pink numbers, pink rims tonight on that JBL.com track. Qualified 3rd right there. So what I want to do is jump up now. Patrick Gasper, who is 2nd. See if he can improve his lap in that 86 Chevrolet. Working through turns 3 and 4. As he crosses the start-finish line, looking to be the 29.914. Is he going to do it? I don't think he's going to be able to do it. He does not. Jason Papp just shut it off in 5th. He wasn't
Kyle
too fast.
Smalley is out on track.
He is. Fastest in practice as well at number 42. So let's see what he does. Also, Greg McConey. We're going to jump over Greg here in just a moment. He's got one of the most watched videos right now on iRacing that you would think would land him in the iRacing top 10. Should be the iRacing number 1 in my opinion and a ton of other people's opinion. We got to wait and see when that video comes out, but hopefully he makes it. Definitely should. I don't see why not. And Kyle goes to the top of the board, 29.898. Actually, the lap time's falling off a little bit for him. So here's Greg McConey, 12 car, Menards PPG Chevrolet. Have you seen the video of him on iRacing yet?
I have not.
You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't.
Interesting. Running at Talladega, and basically about 12 cars in front of him, they all decide to wreck, and I'm not playing. The field didn't split. He just kept going straight and somehow avoided everyone without getting 1X.
Wow.
And that was on the last lap coming to the win, and he won the race. Out of the last turn. It was insane. So we'll see how he qualifies here in the number 12. Cody Smith also out on track. Cody Smith has 2 wins this year, as well as his brother Brody Smith also has 2 wins this season. Of course, no points tonight. Greg jumps up 7th. Do not count him out. Cody wrecked again, I believe.
Yeah, for Greg, that was his 2nd lap. He actually caught the wall off 4 on his first.
So Jason Papp coming at you. At number 4, Monster Energy Chevrolet. About 50 seconds left here in qualifying from the 1.5-mile Charlotte Motor Speedway. Down the backstretch, and Jason has put down 1 lap already.
Yeah, he's actually on lap 3, so I don't believe
so this lap
count.
Yeah, okay. So, and he wasn't very fast in practice. Kind of strange. He's usually pretty quick. Right now we're just watching him. Yeah, and that lap not going to count. And that number 4 truck. There's still a couple of guys that have not qualified, not going to be able to qualify.
Cody Smith spun out on both of his laps, I'm pretty sure.
So he's going to... I don't know where that would put him. Would that put him in last?
No, it'll... I'm not 100% sure, to be honest, actually.
It may just be random. All right, here we go. Kyle going to grab the pole here for this All-Star event. And congratulations to him. We may pull him in here in just a moment and talk to him once we get a look here at your grid. As they start to grid up here, there's a look at your starting lineup. And I do apologize. Let me get this set. There we go. Oh, they grid up different here now. I did not notice that. Kyle Smiley, Brody Smith, Chris Worrell, Patrick Gasper, John LeBombard, Jeffrey McConey, Greg McConey, Jason Pappin, row 4, Keith Smiley, and Cody Smith will start 10th. Travis Rucker, Brandon Wilson, and Chris, and I always pronounce his last name wrong, but I think it's Etchpar or Pear, I'm not sure. I always butcher it, and everybody always laughs at me. So let's pull in Kyle Smiley if I can grab him. In the 42 car. I just realized my camera's all weird tonight in this one. Alright, let's pull him in. Hey Kyle, you got me?
I got you, buddy. How are you?
Pretty good, man. You probably not as good as you starting up front here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Definitely going to be important with that clean air for the start of this race. How do you see it playing out?
I think you hit the nail on the head right there. I'm pretty sure clean air is going to be the of this race, so I'm trying to stay up front.
Yeah, and this race is always, you know, a battle of, well, in the truck's going to get top. We already know that. What is the key to try to, you know, to manage that?
I'm actually going to try and run the bottom the whole fuel run. I'm going to try and stay on that blue line.
All right, man. Well, we'll move you back up. You was an STP, correct? I can't remember.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, well, man, good luck.
Thank you.
I'll be watching you, and go get them.
Have a good broadcast.
Thank you. Man, Landon, my words are all over the place tonight.
Maybe I should have taken lead.
Yeah, maybe. Good Lord, that was horrible. I apologize, guys. I'm like out of it tonight. Like, I am so tired, it's ridiculous. So, hopefully we get a little bit of action in this one because I'm probably going to fall asleep. Landon knows about me falling asleep during a broadcast.
Good Lord.
I've done it during the Daytona 24 when I was streaming. Oh, that was bad. I was on snoring on
streaming while spotting as well.
Yeah.
So
Not only
did our streamer, my spotter falls asleep while I'm driving. So.
Oh man. Dang, that's funny. Here we go. Landon, why don't you bring us to the green?
All right.
You ain't done it in a long time. How long has it been since you broadcasted?
It's
been over a year.
Can't even answer that.
We're going to just say about 6 years.
Yeah.
We'll just say it.
I haven't even been on Iracing that long, but okay.
Guys, Landon ain't broadcasting about 6 years. Used to broadcast a lot on PlayStation 1.
Good Lord, PlayStation 1 was that short ago?
Such a liar.
Quick.
Such a liar, Adam.
Getting old quick.
Everybody right now in the chat. Adam Chapman's a liar. Posted on iRacing Drivers World.
Yeah, playing the original PlayStation at 5 years old, 6 years later, I'm 25. Good Lord.
Oh gosh, that's funny. I like that Ford truck actually. That is the Ford truck on the outside. What number is that? I got custom numbers on.
I think running custom numbers.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Anyway.
All right. Well, pace car is in. Getting ready to start the HomesNow All-Star race. And the green flag is out.
Green flag here from Charlotte Motor Speedways. They go, ooh, good Lord, I need to change my cameras. When they go side by side down into turn 1, it will be the 42 of Kyle Smiley. He has been pretty good as of late in this league. Here they come working out of turn 2 now down the backstretch. The battle right now going to be for that 4th position. That is the 24. Jeffrey McConey and Patrick Gasper. Gasper up on that high side in that 86. through turns 3 and 4. Here they go. Bottom line should work. 24 going to slide up. 86 definitely cut him a break. 85 in the wall. Or 95, I apologize.
Yeah, you know, the 42 of Smalley said he was going to run the blue line, but I think as the run goes on, you're going to see that line progressively move to the middle.
That's what I was wondering. Is there a chance? We're seeing the battle right now for second. By the way, Chris World trying to take that spot. Is there a chance we're going to see the high line come into play, you think?
I mean, I think you will. It's going to take a couple trucks running it to work it in, but right. I do think the longer in the run, we'll see some trucks moving higher up on the track.
Right now, the 6 is actually doing a pretty solid job of making a middle groove work, and that could be a testament of what you just said. On a longer run, right now he is saving the most tire probably by running that middle groove. And I'm wondering if a 42 would possibly go up and maybe, you know, just take his line away a little bit more to try to put him in some of that dirty air. We got single file pretty quick here, by the way.
Yeah, it's a little expected. Like I said, I mean, it kind of pushes on it from center off. But, so, I mean, I think you're going to see these guys fill their trucks out around each other real quick and then do some battling later.
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, typical Charlotte Motor Speedway. These races tend to have long green flag runs at some point in them. And as I mentioned, we've seen these guys go green plenty of times. We've seen them go green at Daytona, non-caution, and that's just, you know, what's the chances of that actually happening? You don't ever see green flags at Daytona, hardly ever anymore. But these guys have done it a couple times, and we got one going around in the back. Contact Patrick Gasper up in the wall, caution flag, first one of the night comes out. And a lot of damage on the 86. I think he may have got turned by the 7. Cody Smith may have tagged him. Let's look at this replay. Cody Smith coming up. Yep, definitely got him. And around he went, both with damage on that truck. The 7 got quite a bit of front damage on that. Wow, his nose pretty much toast. So quick repair going to come in use early.
Yeah, it just looks like he. Well, I don't know if he was, but it looked like he was possibly trying to side draft to slow the 86 down going into the corner, and he just got over a little too much.
Yeah, and that's kind of the weird thing about Charlotte. You're not a huge fan of the side draft.
No, not particularly, because in the end it slows both of you down. So you know, when you're trying to keep up with the people in front of you as well, you're just slowing you both down in the end.
I could definitely understand that. Yeah, I've always, you know, I understand it in a way, like at the big plate tracks. Like I completely understand it. It's the 24 going to stay out. Jeffrey McConey as the rest of the field comes down. I do understand the whole aspect of it. Am I a fan of it personally? Not at certain tracks, I'm not. You know what I mean? And I don't know how it affects these trucks. The spoiler is kind of big, but I don't personally know how it's going to affect the truck, especially at a place like this.
Yeah, well, of course, like you pointed out, with that bigger spoiler, it's actually going to force a lot more air on it and slow that truck down a good bit. But, I mean, like I said, it slows you both down, and then you could possibly run into the problem as what we just saw for this caution. And
is it really worth it? You know, right now that was lap 5, so was it really worth side drafting? Probably not. I'd say Cody probably wouldn't do it again. They are not actually going to use their fast repair. They're just going to go ahead and get a lot of damage taken, which is reasonably expected, I think, because, you know, it's still early to race. By the way, what Jeffrey McConey's doing right now is riding in a pace car. I've learned not to do that.
Yeah, Adam's had a couple experiences with people riding in the pace car.
And some not riding in a pace car, but I thought they was, and I just blamed it on them.
Yeah, we won't talk about that one.
That was embarrassing. I felt so bad. I felt really bad. So that's the new Iracing pace truck that you see. Is it this week where the 3 is leading the field in the pace laps at the Roval, or is that Talladega they're doing that out?
Wait, you have the pace truck on your screen?
No, I just with the truck inside the pace car.
Oh, there you go. Okay, I was about to say.
But in NASCAR, are they running the 3 truck this week, or 3 car this week, or is that Talladega?
Talladega. For Earnhardt's last week.
I couldn't remember which one it was. For some reason, I was thinking this week. I don't know. You know how I am. I don't remember nothing.
They're speaking of 3 car, though, they're kind of taking a little throwback this weekend to the Jack Daniels. You know, Jack Daniels just re-signed with Richard Childress, where they used to be with Clint Boyer back when he raced for Richard. And, Austin Dillon's running the Jack Daniels paint this weekend. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he is. I didn't get to see it. Did you see it today?
I didn't see it today, but I've seen a couple pictures of it from Facebook.
Didn't he have like a bad flip in the Jack Daniels car?
Yeah, Daytona 500, the
Probably
one where
wouldn't be
Mark
running
Martin
that.
and Kevin Harvick had that close finish.
I don't think he ran it much longer after that, did he?
I think that was his last season in the '07. I think he went to the 33 the following season. If I'm correct, I'm
I
not
think you're right.
100%
Yeah,
positive on that.
I think you're right. Huh. Yeah, that was. I don't know. That paint scheme's pretty cool, though. I'm not gonna lie. It's definitely a top 10 paint scheme, you would think, as far as popularity. Like, it's up there. It's got to be.
Yeah,
Maybe top 10.
I'd think so too.
Yeah, it's definitely a top paint scheme that I've seen anyway. Who has the greatest paint scheme of all time?
That's a tough one.
It is a tough one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know either.
As much as I want to say Jeff Gordon, because me and you were Jeff Gordon fans, and he had a lot of good paint schemes, but there's really, I'm gonna tell you, I found a Rusty Wallace paint today that I really liked.
Did it have flames on it?
No.
Because he went and had flames that was pretty nice.
But that's another driver that ran a lot of nice paint schemes with Rusty Wallace.
I think one of my favorite paint schemes is kind of weird because it's not really my type of thing, but Tony Stewart ran a Peanuts paint scheme one time.
I do remember that.
And I thought that was a pretty cool paint scheme, especially for like Halloween, because it happened at Bristol when he ran it, but Halloween wasn't too far away, and they ran it for like a Halloween promotion for Charlie Brown Pumpkin Patch. I need to get a bed.
Oh, and real quick, I think one of my favorite paints most recently, it was a couple years ago, it was the number 3 Wrangler that Dale Jr. ran at Talladega. I actually got to see that car in person. Good. I actually got to see that car in person a couple months after at the NASCAR Hall of Fame.
Did he win in that one?
Yes, he did.
That's the one he won in, okay. Yeah, that was a good one. The yellow one, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that one looked good on that car. That's a newer car. It looked really good.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, the Budweiser paint scheme that he ran with the 8 for his final race.
Oh, at Homestead?
That looked really good. Like, I was a big fan of that one. I think Jeff Gordon's final paint scheme was up there, too.
Yeah.
But
all right, we're coming back to green here.
We are coming back to the green flag. Pace truck is in. And Kyle Smiley actually choosing the outside line. Actually, Jeffrey McConaughey will be the pole sitter. Oh, wheel spin a little bit there on the outside.
Wow, I'm surprised with that with fresh tires.
There may be a little bit of contact. I'm not sure, but it looks like wheel spin. Into turn 1, who's it going to be? The 24 going to push up. I would expect the 42, even though we didn't go a ton of laps, I would expect the 42 maybe to get around this 24. Down the backstretch, I might be speaking wrong because that 24 is holding that inside pretty tight right now. A lot of arc going in to 3. 4 going to slide up. That 4 of Brody Smith does slide up. And yeah, right there, 42, Kyle Smiley able to take the lead back here as we begin lap 10, working now 2 turns, 3, 1 and 2, good gosh. Brody Smith, Jeffrey McConaughey for second, Chris Worrell battling right there in 4th as well. Right behind him, you see Greg McConaughey, who is in 5th, as you're a good look at the 12. Trying to close that gap. He has won a few of these races so far this season. Actually, looking at the last few races that these guys actually had, you can all find this out on the website, by the way, iracingeast.wixsite.com. But Greg McConaughey came in here and has won, I believe it's 3 races now for him so far. Of course, this don't matter here, but because there ain't no points on the line. Travis Rucker battling Keith Smiley as well. 2 pink trucks going at it. That's a good looking truck as well. The Monster Energy pink one with 27.
Yeah, that one's been out for a while, but it's always been a good. It's an eye opener. You see it and it just pops out at you.
I don't know if there ever was actually a pink NASCAR truck like that. There may have been. These guys did a good job on it. Whoever made it. So Greg's actually, Jeffrey has fallen back quite a bit, Landon, and he was only out there for like 4 laps. He just got some of the wall.
Yeah, he just got the wall. So yeah, and I kind of figured this was coming. Like I said, even though we only ran a couple laps, the tire fall off is there, and it does get tighter as you go. So this is kind of what I expected to see.
Yeah, we just talked. Landon mentioned that at the beginning. We kind of expected. Me and Landon was watching practice. Landon was out there running a little bit of the practice, same setup these guys are running, just to get an idea. Kyle was the class of the field in practice. That we don't know about long run, if it'll be the same, and these guys may be able to close up on him on long run. And right now, though, he is kind of gapping him. He's still running actually, he's in the 30.2s right now, and the rest of them is running 30.3, 30.4. So it's kind of what we expected at the moment.
Yeah, I think Brody's actually about right with him. He's just stuck behind Chris right now.
Yeah, you might be right, actually. Coming out of turn 4, we'll check times at the line this time. Kyle, of course, with that clean air, going to help him quite a bit. A 30.2. Brody, of course, ran a 30.49. Chris ran a 30.35. But, yeah, that's, Lena, maybe you can explain what that dirty air does to these trucks when you're behind someone like this with that arrow.
I mean, we pretty much call it an arrow push. You can be a certain distance back, and you'll gain on this truck in front of you, and then you'll just hit this wall. You can't gain anything on them, but they're not pulling away from you, and you drive off into the corner, and the car or truck just pushes up the racetrack, and we call that an arrow push because you're not getting any air onto the nose of that car, so it's just like you're driving a plow. It just slowly works itself up the racetrack, and you got to back off the throttle to get that nose replanted, and it ends up costing you a little bit of time to the car in front of you.
Yeah, it feels like your car is or truck or whatever is extremely heavy. Is another way I can explain it as well. So we've got a little group up here kind of battling it out. Looks like this is looks like that is Keith. I can't tell. It is the 83 of Travis Rucker, who's got a nice paint scheme on his truck tonight. It's Susan G. Coleman, which is what we're taking the donations for ESPN. And right behind him, they are battling for a position. Greg McConey, or Keith Smalley and Greg here battling out. 12 of Greg up on the high side right now. So it's interesting. We're seeing which line works the best right now. We've been green for about 12 laps or so on this set of tires, maybe a little bit less. I think it's about 11.
Yeah, and at the end of that pack that you were talking about, we have Patrick Gasper and Cody Smith, and they were the caution, that first caution. I mean, they've made good progress, but these guys have been literally side by side with each other since the restart.
Right there, I just seen the 86 actually scraped one on the back stretch. He gave the 7 plenty of room this time. He's like, you know what, you go ahead. There ain't nothing to really race for yet. And that's, that's one thing about a lot of leagues, or better yet, it's more about official, I guess we could say. A lot of leagues have an idea, I think, that you can't win the race this early on. But yeah, let me ask you a question, Lana. I want to talk about a couple of these other broadcasts that we do. We got to see you broadcast, or got to race last night, and you road race quite a bit. And you did that last night. We did it in Red Sox Racing League, and we talked about it on our podcast. Can you actually, let me ask you, I'm trying to figure out how to word it correctly. When it comes to oval racing or road racing, can you transfer maybe what you learn on road to help you in oval?
Depends on the track.
Right.
And I say that because there are a lot of differences. On these oval tracks, being that oval is my main thing. That's what I primarily focus on. It's easy for me to go to another oval track and learn that track quicker than I can a road course track, because road courses are so much different from course to course. It's like learning a whole different style of racing. Pretty true. But there are some tracks that you can compare to some corners in road, but no, I don't think either one of them prepare you for the other. Yeah.
I guess if it would help you more, it would help you more on the road side. Like if you came over to oval, I feel like it could help you on certain types of tracks, like especially like New Hampshire, where the track's more flat, and there's a lot of road courses that have them.
I've had a couple road guys tell me that they come over to I almost said Roval, come over to oval and struggle. They can't understand where the breaking point is, if you have to break at all. And in road you do play with the throttle, but not like you do on oval.
Right.
And I don't think some of the road guys understand when you have to play with the throttle
Plus,
when you
tire
just have
fall
to.
off is a lot different.
Yeah. Oh man, with 3 wide
Yeah,
on 2.
yeah, I've been watching this one for a while. The 27, Keith Smalley able to gain 2 spots. That was interesting. 12, I believe, cut the 7 a break. As Cody Smith slid up a little bit, I believe Greg kind of seen it and just went ahead and cut him a little bit of slack there. And there's a lot of give and take in Oval too, like we just seen.
Well, I mean, and I'll say there's a lot of give and take in road as well. I mean, I had Terry Dahl, I think is what his name is. On the start of the race, I got a good start on him, and he gave up the position for me. And he ran me back down, and I gave up the position for him. It's just, to me, on both sides, it's a respect thing.
Where do you see more aggressiveness at? Do you see more aggressive in oval or road? Because like I said, you've ran a lot more road than me. And for people that don't know, where do you see more aggressiveness from? Do you see a lot more on oval?
I do, because there's a lot more people that are aggressive from the start of the race to the end of the race, where on road, you seem to have the aggressiveness at the end rather than at the beginning. People are a lot more, know the time limit in road and how much time you have, and they tend to take it a lot easier early. And on ovals, it just seems like people like to be aggressive from turn 1 to turn 4 on the last lap. Yeah,
I believe I could see a lot of that too. I mean, there is a lot of leads. This one right here, we're seeing a lot of give and take, which is, where the race is so long, you tend to see that. But as the race wears down, I think, there won't be that give and take that much anymore. They'll just be taken, and rightfully so, because that's what you're here for. So, yeah, I think you made some good points on that one, though. But that's something we haven't really never spoke about. Where do you see more aggressiveness? Does road help you on oval? But, yeah, I do tend to see more oval or road guys struggle. Of course, there's some guys on oval, me, for example, that was struggling on a road course for a long time. And then, luckily, I started getting taught a lot more, and it helped me. But you don't see a lot of road guys coming over to the oval side that much to have a ton of success.
I don't like to, mention anybody or anything, but there's one person that comes to mind to me when I think about being a diverse driver, being good on different disciplines, and that's Mitchell DeJong, I think is what his name is.
Oh, yeah.
He races oval, he races road course, he races rallycross, he races all different kinds of discipline here on iRacing, and he's good at all of them, which really surprises me. But
so on the iRacing service, which one would help you in something else? For example, would rally help you more in road? Would rally help you more in dirt?
See, and I think iRacing has done a good job with that. They've rallycross does somewhat help you with road. And for us here on ovals, they came out with dirt with
I feel like helps a lot with
cars,
road.
And it helps a lot because
oval.
These cars do tend to get loose. They do tend to get to where you have to sometimes turn right, like you do in a dirt car.
Yeah.
And when you got to save a race car and you have a little bit of dirt experience behind it, just like for me in real life, I drive a dirt car.
Right.
So and it helps me on iRacing.
I can definitely understand a lot of that, honestly. I mean, I feel like, the dirt side of things do help quite a bit on the oval side, the asphalt side, if that makes sense. I feel like we see that helping more than anything else, honestly. Because you have, in dirt, you got to start getting up closer to the wall as the line changes. You're going to have to follow that cushion up. Oval, kind of the same thing with the new dynamic track system that these guys have put out now that we're starting to see in the recent dynamic track that he put out. You start seeing a lot of guys move up sooner than what they normally would. Kind of like what we would see in dirt in a way.
Yeah, and see, I'm really looking forward to this new tire model.
We got the four on the wall. Well, let's bring out a caution. He's down on the infield. This will not bring out a caution. There was contact between him and Travis Ruck.
No, it was Keith Smalley, 27.
So it was contact, and
caution is out.
Caution flag does wave. I think this can probably be manually thrown, I believe. Let's get a look here.
Looks like they were both going for the same piece of real estate.
So both of the pink trucks. Yep, definitely. It looked like they both wanted that middle line, and only one of them got it. You see what happened to the other one. He spins around, so there you go. So, what that's going to do, guys, is bring us to a commercial break, because I got to fix my cameras, because my cameras for this track, for some reason, is all jacked up. I think they redid them, so I got to switch cameras. So, we'll be right back right after this.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at Iracing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back to iRacing E-Series HomesNow All-Star Event. We are live from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Kick it off now because I said so. In the booth with me, Landon Lacey. We are single file at the moment. 35 laps in the books. Landon going to be with me here for tonight's event. So bear with me, guys. I know I've had a couple internet problems tonight. There's a storm for some reason that popped up in my area. All of a sudden, no idea why. So hopefully we stay good. Anyway, but we are back here. Landon, tell us a little bit about this tire model we was talking about. I know it's not on these trucks, but
Yeah, right before that caution was coming out, I was getting ready to mention. I've been, running the K&N series, which had the new tire model come out in this last build, and I'm really liking it. I'm looking forward to it coming to.
What do you think it'll be on
trucks
next?
and everything else? Yeah, and I think it's gonna really separate the guys that can actually drive their race cars. And I don't mean to make that sound bad, but there really are some guys out here that I think can drive the heck out of some race cars that don't look like they're so good with the tire model the way it is now. But I guess when that comes out, we will see.
Yeah, for sure. Pace lights are going to be off this time as we are set to go. What car do you think I have it next? Do you think it'll be some on these cup cars and trucks and all that?
I think it just depends on the feedback that they get from the K&N cars. I mean, if they get a...
the K&N is fun.
I mean, I agree.
Yeah.
I think if they get a high percentage saying that they like it, then I think you could you could see it on every car.
Compared to the last K&N tire model, to me, there's no comparison.
Oh, yeah, completely agree.
That's just my opinion. Hopefully everybody feels the same way. But yeah. Alright, here we go down the backstretch here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Still kind of early in this one. As we get set to go. Green flag here once again for this run. Everybody's still in the lead lap right now. With the exception of Chris Etchpair, I believe how you say his last name, is not where you want to be for him. He's out of the race, so I don't even know if he actually started. So Kyle Smiley going to be leading us to the green flag.
I don't believe Chris ever started. I think he's been doing race control.
Oh, that explains it. Yeah, that explains it. Pace car is in. Green flag back out in the air. Green flag. Great restart right now up front. Both these guys side by side. That's a great restart by both.
Yeah, just want to touch up on something real quick. Wasn't really paying much attention to it, but 7 truck Cody's up to 4th after that early spin, and Patrick Gasper not too far behind him.
Patrick right there in the 6th spot, I believe. 5th, I apologize. But he is working up towards that way as well. Single file out of turn 4 for the. Well, now everybody getting single file. That kind of balanced out really quick. That's just Charlotte, man. This place does get single file really quick, especially on this the new oval, the way they've done it.
Yeah, well, I mean, even in the past, I've gone to a couple of Charlotte races. It tends to get strung out pretty quick.
Yeah. Usually it's Mark Truex Jr. leading all 400 laps.
Yeah, that year I went, he led 394 laps of the 400 race.
That was a great race, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
It was pretty bad.
I should have sold my tickets.
Yeah, it was brutal. I'm not going to lie. I think I cut it off. I think a lot of people left in the middle of that race.
Yep. Cody Smith going by Travis Rucker for 3rd.
I do want to mention this. When's the last time you've seen Charlotte Motor Speedway this pack, though?
Never.
Yeah, maybe for the Roval, though. They were pretty solid for the Roval last year.
Well, here's the thing. The Charlotte October race, September October races always used to be at night.
Right.
And the reason the Coke 600 used to be run during the day, but the reason they don't do that no more is because they lost attendance because of how hot it was during the day. And still here in September, it's still just as hot as it is in May.
Yeah, same here. Like, they pushed Bristol back to next year. You know, it's in a chase race, which is awesome. Luckily, it's a night race. But it's going to be hot. Like, they're calling for 95 degrees here next week. I mean, you know, that's hotter than it is August. But at least they did push Bristol back to a chase race. I think it should have been there a long time ago. And I think it's actually a cutoff race.
Yeah, and you know, people asked for a road course in the chase a couple years, and they said, heck, why don't we just turn Charlotte into a road course?
The Roval really, honestly, is a great road race. Like, it's a good race to watch.
Yeah, and I'll admit, from a fan that goes to Charlotte, I thought it was a joke.
I did too. I thought it was going to be crap.
I thought it was going to be, you know, just
horrible. Because
the way the track layout was, I was like, how the heck are they going to do this? But it turned out a lot better than I expected it to.
Turn one to this track is what's weird to me. You know what I mean? Like, luckily they put that. If there never was that front chicane, the very front, you know, the front stretch chicane.
Yeah.
There's no way you could run this track.
No.
Because they would get slowed down at the time. So I do like the Roval. I think it's definitely interesting. I don't know if it's the best road course on the circuit. I think it's got to be a contender for it, though. I mean,
it's kind of the same way as whether it's an oval or not. It kind of does get strung out.
It does.
You know, but that's, I mean, I guess that's kind of at every road course. It gets strung out a little bit, but I mean, I don't know.
You got groups that really stay together.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I've noticed too. And I've noticed that on iRacing. It's kind of the same thing with iRacing, especially when it comes to the road course races. Because, you know, you got some guys that race in NASCAR that know road course racing. You know, so they're going to be better as the 27 pushes up there.
I saw that he entered a little too low and caught the apron on entry.
And that's one thing we kind of talked about, at the start of the show. 24, Jeffrey McConaughey. We're working on the 501 of Brandon Wilson. Haven't spoke a lot about Brandon Wilson. Meanwhile, guys, let me see if it's still there. Well, I thought I had it. Maybe not. Anyway, if you guys are not doing nothing later, go over and check out HomesNow.org. You can see what all they're about. John LeBombard stepped up and made a ton of tiny homes for some homeless, and took a lot of homeless off the street, which is always a great thing. Check them out at HomesNow.org, which is 75% of the proceeds, by the way, of this race go to, I think they raised $120, something like that. I believe is what it was. So 75% go to this to that event, or to them.
I'm not trying to be funny, but I want to call Greg and Jeffrey the Macaroni Brothers.
No, when I first came in here, when I first started broadcasting, I swear to you right now, I said that. And then I heard somebody say something after the race, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I've been pronouncing his name wrong the whole time." Like, I'm not gonna lie, they literally need to run a craft paint scheme.
I believe it. I believe it.
Yeah. 24 actually still running at the bottom. He's running super low right now through the corners.
Yeah, I've been watching the front too, and Kyle's not really pulling away like he has been the last two runs.
No, he's really not, and I think that's kind of surprising to both of us, because right now he's only 4/10. We'd be green for 14 laps now.
And what else is surprising me is that Cody, remember he had all that front end damage from him in the 86, and he didn't use his fast repair. He took his optionals, and he's pretty fast.
I don't know if the 86 took it either, did he?
No, neither one of them did.
No, really, the 86?
I don't believe so.
I see damage on the 86, but his bumper's straight now, so I'm wondering if he took it. Because you wouldn't think it would be completely straight. I don't know, maybe it would. So anyway, right now we are continuing to spread out just a little bit. Everybody kind of spaced out. With back here, Brandon Wilson running down Kyle Smiley, trying to get around him for 8th place at the moment. We're working off turn 4. Brandon Wilson looking at the lines. He is not that fast. He's fast, but not as fast as Keith Smiley. Actually, all these guys are running pretty much identical lap times.
Yeah, everybody seems to be in the 30.8, 30.9. Yeah. The only one that was a little quicker than that was our leader, but he ran only a 7.92, which is only 8 1/1000ths faster than an 8, and then runs an 8 this lap. So everybody running about the same lap times as the tires are starting to wear down.
Kind of interesting too. Chris actually has quite a bit of damage on the hood of his Toyota, and not really slowing him down though.
I see that, and I'm not really sure where that's came from, because I don't remember him being.
I'm wondering if him and the 86 might have got together at some point. Maybe touch hood.
Well, see, where did he start? He started third. He's been up front the whole race, so I don't know.
He had to get in the wall somewhere. But the fender, or the fender, it's funny I say that because that's what's on the side of his truck. The back end looks fine though, the spoiler and stuff. And actually,
the meat for the wall though, it's the whole front end. It's not just one side.
That is true. And it wouldn't be even if so, it wouldn't be the driver's side, would it?
No, not at all.
Not unless he hit the inside wall somewhere.
Well,
yeah, I don't know where it came from. He definitely got someone, or somebody got him.
Oh, no, he hit the 24 on the, or no, he hit the 42 on that restart that we thought.
Okay.
Kyle got wheel spin.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. When we thought it wheel spin, you said that's a weird time to get a wheel spin.
Yeah.
That explains a lot.
And you said that someone might have gotten the back of him, and that would confirm that statement.
So across the start-finish line here, Working down into turn 1. We are single file throughout the entire field right now. Patrick Gasper on pit road. Kind of strange.
That last lap, Chris was 2/10 faster than our leader.
I'm not entirely sure why Patrick Gasper's on pit road. Surely it ain't a green flag pit stop already. 21 laps in.
No, I think he'd be down and away by. Well, no, the
Yeah,
left
11
side's just went up. Did he have an issue? Because he was.
13.9. I mean,
Was it?
I think it's scheduled.
Did he have an issue before he came on pit road, though?
You don't think maybe he wasn't taking gas the entire time, do you?
He might not have.
Yeah, it could've
Thinking
been
that
what
there
it
might
was.
be more cautions, but
Yeah, that could have been what it was. So that's kind of strange. Well, he is down and away. Solid pit stop, 13.9.
yeah, he did. Yeah, he didn't have any issues. He just decided to come down pit road.
Brody Smith right now, side by side with Keith Smalley. And Keith able to take over 6th spot out of turn 2.
Wow, fastest truck on the track last lap was Travis Rucker in 4th place.
Yeah, I think he was. I don't know if he's saving or what's going on.
But he was.
He was fast that time too.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, he's definitely faster than everybody in front of him right now. And we might have a battle for second here in just a moment. Cody Smith closed this gap up. How about Cody Smith though?
I mean, we keep talking about him. I don't want people to feel like we're just focusing on him, but I mean, to go from, wrecking earlier and being up front, and he didn't qualify that well either. So I mean, wasn't really expecting this.
I think he started where? He's back there. What, 7th?
Started 10th.
10th. Wow. Yep. There it is. And now taking second. And honestly, one thing I've noticed is the 42 is kind of slowing down a little bit.
I mean, yeah, like I said, the six was 2/10 quicker than him a couple laps ago, and
3/10 this time. Well, close to 3/10. It's a 164 to a 409. So really near 3/10. Check lines another time this time. I think something might have happened to Kyle because now he's getting back on it a little bit. I think he might have bobbled or something. Because there he ran a 261, even though he wasn't faster than Cody.
and still Travis Rucker was faster than both of them.
Yeah, Travis might be the one these guys might want to watch out for.
Yeah.
There's Travis right there in that pink number 83 truck. Coming to lap 60 this time.
Brandon Wilson, I know he's a little far back, but he's running some pretty good lap times as well.
Let's see, Randall, yeah, very good lap times. Travis does take over third. Now looking to try to catch Cody.
Yeah, Kyle's picked the pace back up a little bit, for sure.
These two guys back here can't stay away from each other. Keith Smalley and Brody Smith. They keep going back and forth. They don't know who really wants sixth place. So they're just going to keep swapping. IndyCar style. Guys, make sure you check out our podcast. We'll be having another one coming out here soon. We did a great one the other day, talking about every league that we broadcast. And honestly, it went a lot longer than we expected. I think it lasted about 3 hours. Talking about everything about the Indy 500 the other night to tonight's race, to all the other leagues we broadcast, the Asylum Racing League, the Western Super Series, all the other leagues that Sam broadcast. Comes the 83, looking to the inside of Cody Smith.
Yeah.
Oh.
Travis is just lap by lap the fastest truck on track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be a little bit slower here, side by side, but
you know, we got to start thinking about green flag pit stops as well. We're almost 30 laps into this run. We restarted on lap 36. We're coming to lap 63. So
these guys really are not running 100% of fuel, by the way. They're running 90.
Yeah.
So yeah, you would think.
I think you're going to see about 45 to 50 lap fuel runs. So, you know, we're getting into that into that zone where you got to start thinking, do I want to short pit and try to gain an edge on the guy in front of me, or do I want to be the last one to pit and have the freshest tires when I come back out on track?
And we know what happens on pit road can cost you the race. Oh, and there you go.
And 6.
About died. He just about lost it, yeah. That wall is not there, by the way, during the oval races.
That wall's not there during the Roval race either.
Why is it here?
I'm not sure.
Whatever, I guess. Do your thing, Iracing. So there he comes in. He's going to lose a little bit of time with that. Well, coming in almost losing it. Let's see. I mean,
let's see if I'm
helping.
I mean, I think, like I said, deciding to short pit, I think this is just a little too early.
Yeah, because you could run a while.
Like I said, I think we're looking at 45 to 50 laps on fuel. I think we're not even. We're just now coming to lap 30.
30, yeah.
Yeah, we're just now coming to 30. So I think that's just a little too early.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong. When these front 3 pit, he'll be ahead of them, but the tire difference will be so much different.
Yeah, it could work out if he brings everybody else to pit road. But if I'm everybody else right now, I mean, if you're comfortable with it, I'm staying out on track, I mean, I guess if it's too much of a handful of pit, but.
Yeah, well, I mean, when I say short pit, when you have a 45 to 50 lap fuel run, when I say short pit, I mean somewhere between lap. I think 35 is too early. I think somewhere between 37 and 41, 42.
That could be a situation where he may have not taken full fuel as well.
Yeah.
During that last caution, he may have not have taken any, or during the one before.
Meanwhile, Travis Rucker is about to take the lead.
Yeah, coming out of turn 2. And this is something Kyle, I'm going to be honest, when we watched practice, me and you spoke about it, Kyle was pretty much on rails compared to everybody else. But
yeah, Kyle was.
What was he?
Zip code in practice. So. But, I mean, that goes to show you there's a difference between hot lapping and actually running a full run. I mean, and I feel like when you come to a track like this, you have to do 20 to 30 lap run.
Especially with a small field like we got tonight. It's not you're going to have long green flag run.
As here we go, side by side. Travis Rucker under the 42 of Kyle Smalley. Pulls up even with him off turn 4. Kyle's going to get that run off turn 4 and power it down and still lead this lap. So add another lap to Kyle Smalley's laps led.
Yeah, that's now 65 for him. Of course, the other guy, Jeffrey McConey, led some laps under caution, and I think he led one under green.
I think the only thing that's going to help Kyle here is him being on that outside line.
I agree. Be able to get the momentum from the high line.
Just don't push it too hard and catch that wall off 4 like we've seen a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And Travis will lead that lap.
So a new lead change right now going into turn 1, and I think he might be able to clear him this time.
Yeah, he got him.
Yeah. So right now, if you're Kyle Smalley, what do? Do you go ahead and head down pit road? Do you
we're
think
about 34 laps. I'd give it 1 or 2 more laps. If you're going to short pit, then you need to. But I mean, he's not. He didn't leave him.
He's still there.
As Cody drops down pit road.
Okay, so Cody Smith in the 7 dropping down. There you see him coming in. Right now, we're still watching one from the lead. So if you're the 42, you could definitely learn from this, though.
For sure. I mean, you can learn lines. It's kind of hard to learn.
Where gas
your let off point and getting back on throttle point is. But yeah, this is a good way of learning someone else's line if they pass you.
Oh, hold on a minute. I gotta read something. We gotta give a shout out to Mark Cohen. I think he might have won a race tonight.
So, like I stated earlier, Cody just came off pit road.
Brandon Wilson, Brody Smith on pit road too.
Chris Worrell, who pitted, a couple laps ago, who was running fourth right behind Cody, is almost the full back straight ahead of Cody. But he's been out there. Chris has been out there for
7 laps now, I think.
Let's see here. He pitted on 64 at 71. Yeah, 7 laps. And again, back to what I stated at the beginning of the broadcast, the tire fall off is very quick. Lap 1 to lap 2 is your lap 2 is slower than your lap 1 by a good tenth and a half. So tire fall off, but in 7 laps is ridiculous.
Plus, he had that bobble coming on the pit road.
Yes.
That's going to slow him down, because that's slowing him down by at least a half a second.
He's about to unlap himself because he's about to catch Kyle and Travis.
Yeah. I mean, if he unlaps himself, you would figure that he would be able to grab the lead.
Oh, easily. I mean, you see how far ahead he is of Cody. And Cody didn't have an issue getting on pit road.
Yeah, if he unlaps himself, you spend 37 seconds on pit road. That's what we're seeing.
I think we just had someone spin.
John
on the
LeBombard
front.
is
Yeah.
on.
Jeffrey McConey just slammed the wall on the front stretch.
Ooh.
Blown motor.
Oh, man. He does got a... Actually, you know what? I don't know if he does or not. I've seen, and actually 2 or 3 times he's blown it tonight. I've seen him earlier. The last thing you want right now is a caution, by the way. If you're some of these guys, it's a lap down.
Oh yeah, if you're Cody Smith or Chris Worrell, you don't want a caution, right? Oh, it's Travis, our leader.
He's spinning.
He's wrecking.
We'll go through the grass, around he goes.
That should bring out a caution.
We've seen the other ones through before.
Possibly. Race control's gonna let that one go.
Looks like it.
So Travis Rucker just went from hero to 0
in a hurry. He's definitely going to go ahead and head to pit road, you would think.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think he'll be using his fast repair as well.
Yeah, 100%. By the way, there we see Chris Worrell unlapping himself. And now he is back on the lead lap, so we should have a new leader once the 42 pits.
So, like I stated, Chris pitted 7 laps before Cody. Chris just ran a 30.8. Cody was half a second faster than Chris that last lap.
Right.
And that's how fast in 7 laps. That's how fast your tires wear off.
Wow.
There's a half a second difference in 7 laps.
Wow. So we're waiting to see when everybody else pits. Right now we're waiting on the top 5 to pit that haven't. Well, should I say top 4 that haven't. Travis Rucker actually staying out on track, which is kind of surprising to me, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Unless he comes up this time, which he may do it.
He actually didn't lose as much time as I thought he did. I thought, he's only 12 seconds behind. I thought he lost a lot more time than that.
I think he lost I think it was like 10 and a half seconds when he hit the wall, which ain't too bad considering he spun.
He's coming down this time.
Definitely expected. So, we'll take a break, guys, here under green flag conditions right now. As you look at your top 10, we'll be right back right after this. iRacing Flash, good lord. iRacing E-Series here from Charlotte Motor Speedway, sponsored by HomesNow. We'll be right back right after this.
green flag. Everybody.
So I don't know what to do.
Somebody put oil down. We're hurting the fence. Are they flagging it?
Flag, white flag. Clear. Click.
Man, this is it. Check a flag.
Welcome back to the Iracing East Series HomesNow All-Star event, Breast Cancer Awareness Month for ESPN. Linked in the descriptions of the videos that you're watching. Watching, kind of interesting because me and Lana was sitting here talking about the tire fall off. And Lana, what was we just talking about?
I mean, we talked about earlier about the 7 laps difference of between Cody and Chris Worrell. And it was half a second, and it still is standing at half a second between the two, and Cody just passed Chris for the lead. But going back to the 42 who just pitted a couple laps ago, he is a full second faster than Cody.
So, pretty interesting. As we continue to watch, now jump up to Cody Smith. Actually, Patrick Gasper back here just got passed by the 42 of Kyle Smiley. Let me look at the lap times. Yeah, you're right. Definitely a full second. 30.2
yeah, so,
last time.
Even though Kyle, who just passed the line, he is 9.4 seconds behind. If he keeps running at this pace, he will catch them in 9 laps.
Definitely. Alright, I was sitting there reading a message on the flea market page. Looking at that.
But again, we were talking about Travis Rucker going from hero to 0.
Yeah.
But Cody Smith has gone from 0 to hero.
Yeah, that's what's been most impressive, I think, to us in a way, because the guy literally was wrecked. He was out, we thought. And he did not take his fast repair, which was pretty interesting.
Yeah, that's something else me and you talked about during the break, is that Travis decided not to take his fast repair. I mean, I get it. We're still not halfway through this race, but we're strung out. The chance of getting a caution now is the percentage is really low. Yeah,
you're looking at Travis's car right now. You see the damage that we're showing, especially on that back fender and the hood. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think you would have to take that repair. I understand your spoiler wasn't bent, but man, I mean, with the lap times we're seeing, like, it looks like to me like he might be a little underpowered.
Well, I mean, he could, and with most of the cars with right side damage, it makes your car tighter,
Right.
and the track's already tight.
Yeah.
So, you know, making it tighter, you're gonna, you know, have to let off more on exit, have to, you know, be slower through the corner. Period. So, yeah, I just don't understand why he didn't take his fast repair.
You're seeing these track conditions right now, Landon, and we was talking about how tight it is. Would you prefer this track to be in the sunlight now in the trucks?
It depends on what kind of. For me personally, I'd rather it be during the day and cloudy.
Right.
I want a truck that's gonna be free.
Yeah, you want a truck that's going to slide a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't want a truck that's really loose or really tight. Because I think if the sun came out, track temp would be probably around 100, 105, and it'd be loose.
Yeah.
So
Snappy. Back here's the position battle. Greg McConey and Patrick Gasper. As Greg going to drive underneath him. By the way, that right there is 20 lap old tires, 28 lap old tires versus 10. So, or 38 versus 10, I apologize. Looking back up here to Kyle and Smiley, they both just crossed the line. A 30.7 for Kyle, a 31.2. So, yeah, you're still running, like, it's still there as far as, you know, speed-wise. Kyle definitely closing the gap here. I think, what, 6 seconds now from what I'm seeing to for him and the leader.
yeah, he was 0.6 fast. I mean, as the tires wear off, their times are going to get closer and closer together. But, I mean, you see that, you know, Kyle was half a lap behind Chris Worrell, and he's getting ready to catch him.
Wow. Yeah, 3 seconds. Right now, Chris Worrell is behind the leader. Chris is a, you know, in a way, Chris is a big winner out of this, too.
He is, because he actually entered 4th, and he's still running 2nd. You know, when he first came down, I thought it was way too early, but he's actually made some good progress, especially almost spinning onto pit road. He still came out ahead.
Brandon Wilson running down actually Brody Smith. This right here for 4th place. Wilson's done a solid job. He actually started back in 12th place. A dead last for him.
There was some points to that last run that he was actually the fastest truck on track.
Yep.
And so, I mean, this doesn't surprise me at all.
There he comes.
And Brody was fast early. He just hasn't been the same since he and the 27 got into each other.
What's your favorite Charlotte Motor Speedway memory, Landon? That's a lot of memories, though. I'm
gonna tell you what. It's not even a racing memory. Charlotte Motor Speedway for the Coca-Cola 600 has this cool pre-race event. They bring in 2 Black Hawk helicopters, and they throw out a rope out of these helicopters and
propel down.
Soldiers that propel down. But here's the thing. Not only do they propel down, but the chopper will sit there. No, both the Black Hawks will land, okay? And they take the rope, and they're actually wearing harnesses, and the rope has links in it to where they can hook themselves, and they actually are lifted off the ground and are carried out to the outside of the racetrack. They're literally like grappled to these ropes, and they are lifted up off the ground and carried out and over to the turn 1 side of the racetrack.
Before I tell you mine, 3-way battle right now for 4th place as Greg McConey, Brody Smith, and Brandon Wilson. Sorry, I was like getting my Brody's mixed up. Battle out here comes 12 right now underneath. So you're thinking, that's a pretty good memory to have, though. See, that's like something I can't experience because I've never been there to do it. So,
we got oh wow, Chris Worrell just spun going into turn 1.
Yeah, I wonder if this is going to bring out a caution. I don't think it will. We didn't see a caution earlier with Travis. So
we're just talking about how much
that's
he
the
had
same way Travis
That's the same way Greg McConey wrecked as well.
It was, wow. And I don't think he blew up. He actually did a pretty good job of keeping it off the wall.
Greg hit the outside wall as well.
He blew up right whenever that happened.
Yeah, but he took his fast repair.
I'm trying to think of my favorite memory. Honestly, man, I think mine's not really a Coke memory. I guess you could say Jeff Gordon probably in the T-Rex car.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty good
In
memory
the
for
car,
yeah.
the car that NASCAR told him to never bring
Never
back.
bring back. You know what? We don't want you here. Never bring that car back here again.
Ray Evernham and his engineering.
And
at
it wasn't
NASCAR.
illegal.
No, it wasn't. It
was just too
it
good.
wasn't in the rule book. It was just so good that NASCAR told him not. And then, not only that, but NASCAR ended up putting a rule in the rule book because of that car.
Patrick Gasper, by the way, on and off pit road. Chris Worrell also followed him down after that spin, which we knew Chris was kind of getting to his stint anyway. And also, Kyle Smiley now under a second and a half. So, but the times have somewhat even.
And see, here's the thing, though. That might be the case that he's almost caught him, but it's almost time for Cody to pin again.
Yeah, I mean, you got to wonder, like, Cody with a great call right now.
Oh, we got another one spun out in the grass here. Jason Papp.
Yep, down and.
Oh, he's got motor damage too.
It has blown up. We got some people coming down.
Oh, he spun. He actually spun off turn 4 and hit the pit road wall.
See, that's why that wall shouldn't be there, man. I mean, in a way, it's a good thing for the crews in real life, if it was there.
Okay, that wall, yes, is actually there. That part of that wall. I thought earlier you were talking about the wall on the entry that juts out.
Right, it ain't supposed to be there for.
No, that's not there. But this wall right here that he hit is there.
Is the did they remove? And Jason Papp, by the way, will take his quick repair. He is down the way. And caution flag.
Oh wow. Don't know who that's for.
Me neither, actually. Was there another wreck that happened?
Jason Papp is actually on track with that blown motor, so I don't know.
That's a strange one. Alright, well, caution flag comes out. So that's now our third caution?
So
I don't know.
he just drove straight by his pit box and went back out on track. That's a little strange.
Yeah. Was it manually thrown?
Yeah, it was thrown by race control.
It's an odd one. Because, I mean, we had Greg McConey, you know, or Jeffrey McConey, sorry, hit the wall. And he was blown. I don't think the caution came out.
No, it didn't. So I'm not quite sure.
So there they go. You see some guys staying out, and Jason Papp staying out as well.
Jason, yeah. Oh,
We
and
got one, okay.
got one spinning in the grass here. Okay.
He's letting it loose. John the Bombard, he's like, yeah, burn it up.
Ain't one yet, bud.
He knows all he was in victory lane. Oh, he was speeding up.
Yeah, it came in a little hot, got on the brakes, and spun.
Hey, the beauty of live TV. We can't edit that out. I gotta show it. Sorry. He's like, yeah, you're gonna edit that out right now.
I remember we talked about a car show earlier here in the grass. I don't think that's quite what we were talking about.
I think part of it. We weren't supposed to see that one.
Jason Papp, I understand he probably has a faster pair, but why not go ahead and, you know, bring it in, and if that blows up, then you got to wait on the toe.
One lap down.
Well, I mean, and if you blow up, you got to wait on the toe.
Yeah, like that's what I'm wondering. Like, if you blow this up, you're done. Like, the chances of you getting back on the lead lap is probably slim. I always like that truck though.
What, the Ricky Carmichael Monster Energy truck?
Yeah.
I remember when he tore that thing up. I don't remember what track it was at, but he tore the whole front end. I've seen him tear the whole front end off that truck and the rear end off that truck.
I always wanted to see somebody else. I wanted to see come back was Travis Pastrana. I always heard he was going to come back, but never did. I don't think he ever did come back. So pace light's still on.
You know, I'm sorry, I don't mean to jump in, but you know, you talking about road guys coming to NASCAR. You know, you've seen Jeff Gordon and a couple of guys run the Rolex 24 at Daytona. You know, this probably isn't who you think that I would say, but I would honestly want to see Kyle Busch run the Rolex 24 at
Oh,
Daytona.
100%.
I
100%.
I don't like Kyle Busch. I don't like his attitude, but he is a great road course driver, and I think he would be really good. I think he'd be really good in it.
Yeah, I agree. I think him, and I would also like to see him run the Indy 500.
Like his brother did.
Like
his brother did really good.
He was like top 5 at one point.
I think he finished 7th.
Yeah, finished 7th, and he had unfortunately in the Coke 600. But there was a rumor last year that he wanted to run it, but Gibbs wouldn't let him run it. So
Wow.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if something was going on with that or what. But I don't know. But I think he would have a chance at winning it. What if he does win it? Like, would he make the track on time for the Coke 600?
That's a good question.
I've always wondered that. What would happen if
I've always wondered that.
Yeah.
I wondered that when Tony Stewart was running it for
Yeah.
a couple of years, and
What if he would have won it? I don't think you would make it back in time. We've seen Tony Stewart get close a couple times, and he was running back to the car.
literally the year Kurt Busch did it, I went to the track and he literally flew in right before the national anthem. So
See,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. You're cutting close.
Yeah.
I mean, especially if the Indy 500's filled with cautions. Like, I don't see how you would make it back in time.
Like they didn't even, the helicopter pad for Charlotte Motor Speedway is off in turn 4. They
Didn't they
literally
actually
landed him. They landed him in the infield,
Yeah,
right
near the
in the
cars.
grass. Yep. Well, they literally landed him on the Coca-Cola 600 logo out in the middle of the grass.
That's cool, though. That is cool. How you talk about a front row seat, huh?
Yeah.
Dang. I wish I could get to my seats like that. I'm telling you. Had to go back green flag. Cody Smith out front, so the strategy paid off pretty well for Cody. We'll see how it plays off this time.
Yeah, I want to see how Travis Rucker is going to do, because he actually took his fast repair and he's back on the lead lap.
Yeah, he was the biggest break in this one. And the 42 just got upset, by the way. He's going to drop all the way back and forth.
Oh, that checked up everybody on the inside line as well.
By the way, that 24 you see up there, 2 laps down. So he's racing to try to get back in one of these laps back.
Yeah, from what I heard, he had a black flag, I'm sure, and he was trying to get through race control and have that checked. Race control went back and watched it and confirmed it, so he had to serve that black flag.
Yeah, I mean, I like a lead that does uphold that. That's for sure. Here goes Greg sliding up.
Oh, wow.
That could have been bad in a hurry. One thing you don't want to do is wreck right now up in front. That would,
Yeah, and that momentum that he lost is going to make them down straight away, as you can see. Wow, and the 27 of Keith Smalley, I didn't expect to see him up here either. A lot of different front runners that we really haven't talked about.
Yeah, we haven't, like you just mentioned, we haven't talked a lot about the 27. We talked about how much we like his truck. Right now, he actually just passed for second place. Some of these guys may be holding it back was probably holding back a little bit too. They probably didn't expect that long green flag run. And they held back. I mean, it's definitely a possibility. We've done it ourselves a couple times. But now you're getting down to that time where you got to kind of race. 90 laps to go. We've had 7 lead changes, by the way, guys. 9 laps to go and 3 cautions. Not too bad. Of course, these guys will be back at it again next week. Let me double check that to confirm, but I believe they do come back here again next week. Yes, they do come back next week on. Oh, hold on, I was looking on schedule. Yes, 10-4 at Daytona. They'll be running back there in their original setting. Of course, remember, this is a super speedway lead. They do have a couple special races thrown in, like Homestead. They'll be running that in October or November the 1st in the Xfinity car, which is probably going to be a little interesting.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to run next week. I like super speedway racing, just don't have the best of luck at super
the same
speedway
way.
racing. So,
The same way.
you know,
That
we'll
would
see
be
how
tough.
it goes, and you know, but everybody in here seems to be, you know, pretty respectful, and I haven't, you know, I'm able to hear the radio between, you know, race control and the drivers, and nobody's really spoken out of line. So, you know,
Yeah.
seems like everybody has their head in the right place in this league, and so really looking forward to running with these guys next week.
Yeah, and these guys always, they're great restrictor plate racers, like 100%. We've seen, last week it was, who was it? Harrison Chandler, who didn't win the race, who got second. Kyle Smalley picked up the win. But we see some great racing with these guys week in and week out.
I don't mean to say it, but man, mile and a half, these guys struggle.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I don't really know how to answer this, but, you know, we've seen a lot of guys, maybe it could be where they're used to running. You know, these bigger tracks, they haven't, I mean, I guess the only practice they really had is what they had today. I don't know how to answer that language. We have seen some guys struggle. I mean, you know, we've had our, not to throw anybody out, we've had our dominant few. I kind of think it's like that with a lot of guys, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean,
12
whoa,
wall.
as we had about, what was that, 3 of them at the same time in the wall?
24 went through the grass. He just jumped his truck and able to keep it going somehow. Yeah, the 12 really, oh yeah, 12, 24 both hit it. 24 literally, I think, got all 4 tires up off the ground. He just did the best Dale Earnhardt impression. And I think that's a lot of people's favorite memory, by the way, but it's not mine.
Passing the grass.
Yeah. I do think my favorite memory of Dale
Oh,
Earnhardt.
big 3 wide off 4 here. Yeah, they're wrecking.
Oh, that never worked.
Travis Rucker, Chris Worrell. Travis Rucker again with a bunch of right side damage.
Oh, yeah, I think the 6 went down a block and pretty aggressive. Travis may have actually gave him a little bump there. I believe he did. And then the 6 pushed up.
Yeah, and the 86 of Patrick Gasper was also in the mix of that 3 wide.
And he got a little bit clear. Oh, who's that? Jeffrey McConaughey around hard into the wall. He is probably done. Yep, blown up again. Caution flag comes out. That was a hard wreck.
That's exactly what happened to Pap, Jason Pap.
That was
Same
identical.
thing. Yeah.
But that was hard to impact. Right here's where he blew up when he hit the inside again. Yeah, ooh, hard right there. And I believe, honestly, I think that there, he don't have a fast repair, I don't think. We're looking at it now. Yeah, he's out.
No, he had to. Yeah, he had to use it earlier when he wrecked on the front stretch here.
That's tough.
So, sadly, that's going to end his night. But
yeah, because he had a. Luckily, he didn't have to tow, but it's hard to tell how long that repair is going to be.
a new motor is normally about 30 minutes. So. I know Travis Rucker probably isn't happy.
Yeah, I would probably agree with you on that one. I would probably agree with you on that one. All right, time for another break, guys. You know what? Let's wait a minute. Let's let these guys come down pit road, because it's going to be busy. I don't think anybody will stay out. Jason Pappy is going to stay out. He will be the lucky dog. He's probably happy.
Yeah, get it back on the lead lap, get 4 fresh tires, and take another go at it.
Yeah. Here they come down pit road. Sliding in. Oh, who just messed up? Oh, I thought Ford messed up.
Everybody got in their pit stall perfect.
You know, I
there.
watched somebody earlier this week. They pitted. They was outside the pit box filling up. Like literally, the whole the right side was out of the pit box. No idea how.
And you talking about in real life?
No. On iRacing.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about in real life because your right sides can actually.
Yeah.
No. Sorry. In NASCAR, your right front has to be in the pit box. The left rear can stick out.
Nope, this
Or
right,
right
here.
rear.
The
Right rear.
entire car was out.
Wow.
But if it's me, no, you're gonna have to back up, pull forward, go to the left, go to the right, back up again. There you go.
That's about how it goes.
All right, guys, we'll take a break and be right back.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was always fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos or danger until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at Iracing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all will be kept in the pits. Not to mention that with members in over 130 countries already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series and work your way up to one of 7 world championships, offering over $500,000 in prize money. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back to iRacing E-Series. We are set to go back racing here once again. It is Kyle Smiley out front. We've seen him lead now over 73 laps here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. And it's going to be a good race, man. We got, how many laps we got? 122 of 200, so we are winding down.